need something, just call me.
Yes, sir.
I'm assuming.
It's winter right now, you know?
Yeah, the temperature.
That's what I'm going with. I'm like, that's what I'm going with.
That's true.
I don't know if it's.
That's true. Possibly.
What's your height? 16, 17?
15.
That's decent. That should be.
My man. Let's please rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee,
Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
Jim Wells County Commissioners Court for today, February 10th, 2025, 9 a.m. Now in session. Agenda item number 3, public testimony. Is there anybody in the public like to address the court at this time? Nobody up there? Hearing none, we go to agenda item number 4, discuss, consider, and take action to approve minutes from previous meeting.
Motion to approve.
I have a motion. And I have a second. Is there any further discussion needed? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Agenda item number 5, discuss, consider, and take action to adopt a memorial resolution honoring Judge Romeo M. Flores. We'd like to welcome her family, very special to me. Had a lot to do with my upbringing with Mr. and Mrs. Cuella. Thank you very much for you guys. And thank you all for coming here today to honor Judge Romeo Flores. We have a resolution. Let's see. Let me see what I get down here. It reads, a resolution honoring Judge Romeo M. Flores. Whereas the Jim Wells County Commissioners Court was saddened to learn of the passing of former District Judge Romeo M. Flores on January 5th, 2025, at the age of 82. And whereas the son of Jose and Herlinda Viola Flores, Romeo Flores was born in Benavides, Texas, on December 18, 1942, and grew up in Dallas, Texas, with his brother, Jose Flores, and sisters, Silvia Cuella and Zaida Gonzalez. And whereas upon graduation from William Adams High School, he attended the Texas A&I University in Kingsville. And upon that graduation, chose to serve his country and was promoted to captain of the United States Army. And whereas, after completing his military service, he attended St. Mary's School of Law in San Antonio, Texas, and became an attorney in 1977. And whereas, after graduation from law school, he began a career of public service and was elected to the position of Jim Wells County Attorney, and then made history He made history in 1984 as the first Hispanic elected to be the district judge of the 79th Judicial District. Whereas, he then continued his service in a 30-year career as a visiting judge and mediator. And whereas, a public servant, a leader whose contributions have touched the lives of countless fellow citizens, Judge Romel Flores will long be remembered with admiration and affection by the citizens of Jim Wells County. 100%. Now, therefore, let it be resolved that the Jim Wells County Commissioners Court hereby pays tribute to the memory of the Honorable Romeo M. Flores and extends heartfelt sympathy to his widow, Blanche Flores, and sons, Randy and Marco, and all who mourn his passing. And be it further resolved that when the Jim Wells County Commissioners Court adjourns this day, it does so in memory of the Honorable Romeo M. Flores. Signed today, passed today, and at this time, I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion, and I have a second. Is there any further discussion needed? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Passed and approved today, February 10th, 2025, and it's signed by all our commissioners that are testified. Yes. You and all the family. Yes, sir. Come on,
Stay here.
stay here, come. The family, can you approach?
Hold on.
Hold on, we have some more.
Come on up.
Come on up, bro. Come on up. I'm sorry, bro.
Just in time.
Are we good up there?
Yes.
Thank you all so
Thank you all
much.
so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Judge, thank you. Judge, let me know.
Hey, good to see you.
Really?
Sure.
Oh, wow. Hey,
Good to see you.
he has a wall in my office, and I'm putting this on the wall, okay?
Okay, no problem.
Thank all of you.
Just like I remember him.
And we will have some duplicates of that resolution at that size for you guys. No, it's you. That belongs to you guys. Agenda item number 5. Discuss, consider, and take action from Jim Wells County ESD1 to reappoint the following individuals to the new 2-year term to run from January 1st, 2025 to December 31st, 2026. And the two are President Abraham Aguilar and Honorable Karen E. Canali, Treasurer.
Yes, sir. Good morning, Judge, Commissioners Court, people in the audience. Thank you. We come up here once a year, twice a year to get renominated or re-elected to the ESD, and we appreciate everything you guys do for us. Like I said, we always invite you guys to come out to our stuff. We've had some good things going on over there. Just had a halo flight. Thank y'all for that. We had a new water well. Thank y'all for that. So we got a lot of things going on in the north side of the county. And again, we appreciate everything that you guys do for us. And like I said, it's under consideration for you guys to do the okay if y'all want to. If y'all don't want to serve, that's fine too.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve. Is there any further discussion needed? We appreciate you guys very much. And I'm sure we share the same sentiment. You can count on us to make sure we have our things to protect our citizens, and we appreciate what y'all do.
Appreciate you. Appreciate you guys.
I have a motion, I have a second. Any further comment? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
See how easy that was? Thank you, guys.
Thank you, sir.
Agenda item number 7, discuss, consider, and take action to approve a resolution opposing the elimination of countywide polling place program. I don't know, is Mr. Guerra here?
Online.
Mr. Guerra?
Good morning, Judge. Good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
Yes, we bring a resolution today. There are currently 4 bills at our Capitol that are seeking to eliminate poll books and things associated with the countywide voting program. Jim Wells County applied to be a countywide voting county in 2022. We did our first trial run, like our scrimmage, on the May 7th uniform election in 2022. The process included applying for the countywide program with the Secretary of State. We got a signed letter from the judge. After that, we had to conduct one election on a probationary status, which was our May 7th, 2022 election. Subsequent to that, May 27th, we had town hall, like a public notice meeting, so that all stakeholders could come in and address any concerns regarding the May 7th election and the implementation of the countywide program. And in that meeting, we had all stakeholders invited, county chairs, local officials, and personnel from local political subdivisions, to include school districts and city officials as well. Subsequent to that, we got all the paperwork in, and in 2022, we became a countywide program. At the end of the day, that means that whenever we hold an election, we'll have an early voting period where any voter can vote at any location. Then on election day, as opposed to how we used to run elections, where the voter would be married or forced to vote in the precinct they're at, they can vote at any of our precincts on election day, the same way they would during early voting. So in reality, all the countywide early voting program is early voting on election day as well, because the entire 2 weeks of early voting is countywide voting. So I'm offering a resolution today, as many counties throughout the state of Texas are, to oppose the elimination of countywide voting in Jim Wells County. Currently, of the 254 counties in Texas, 99 are involved with this program. But these resolutions aren't unique to only the counties that have countywide voting. Counties that don't have that status yet are also throwing in resolutions for the simple fact that they don't have it today. They might not need it today, but they don't want this opportunity taken from them in the future.
I'd like to make a motion to approve, Judge.
Second.
Item is presented.
I have a motion, I have a second, further discussion. So this allows,
Continue.
continued and gives people a better chance of being able to vote. Correct?
Judge, this is a collective effort by all counties in the state of Texas to try and kind of reach the legislators and show what our opinion is as election administrators. It's in opposition to any current bills that are in the legislative process right now at the Capitol to remove the countywide voting program.
I have a motion, I have a second. Is there any further discussion needed?
I just want to say, I want to thank Mr. Guerra because it's an awesome program because it allows a person to be able to vote anywhere. I voted in Fremont, even though I'm registered in Fremont, and it's real convenient for anybody. So I think it's an excellent idea to be able to support that.
Thank you. It cuts down immensely on the number of provisional votes and votes that are actually counted.
There's also a cost savings, Judge. You don't have to print ballots for each individual polling place, that many of which end up not getting used. So you have that additional expense that you can keep down.
Okay, good deal.
Okay, so I have a motion, I have a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. And get me an aye on that one too. And you can count on me, Mr. Guerra. We need to go to Austin at any point in time to talk about this and to support it at the regional level.
Thank you, Judge. Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you.
Agenda item number 8, discuss, consider, and take action to approve the vendor ITC Corporation to redesign and build a new website for the sheriff's office. Oh, Mr. May? Okay.
Yes, I'm here.
Go ahead, Mr. May.
Yes, the Americans with Disabilities Act has been expanded to include websites and mobile applications. And we need to bring the sheriff's office into compliance. We've actually been talking about this for a couple of years, seeing it coming. This would be a complete redesign. We would build it on a platform that is accessibility friendly. And then we would, to maintain compliance, we'll use AI. So it'll be an ongoing process. Once the website is designed and brought online and verified to be compliant, we'll maintain compliance.
Okay.
The thing is that government entities can be sued by someone with a disability if they go to the website and they find that it's not compliant. It's could be an issue going forward if websites for government entities are not brought into compliance.
Thank you, Mr. May.
Yes.
No, I said thank you.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes, sir.
And I'll make a motion, we approve.
Second.
I have a motion, I have a second. Is there any further discussion needed? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries, and I'll be a yay on that one too. Agenda item number 9, discuss, consider, and take action on an interlocal agreement, cooperation agreement between the Jim Wells County Sheriff's Office and Clayburgh County Attorney's Specialized Crimes and Narcotics Task Force.
Thank you, Judge and Commissioners Court. This is
Can you just state your name for the court real quick?
yes, I'm Joseph Guy Baker, Sheriff, Jim Wells County.
Sure.
Yes, sir. So we have an ongoing resolution or an ongoing memorandum of understanding with the Yeah, the Clayburgh County Attorney's Narcotics Task Force. We want to continue that relationship with them. We will work with them over there in Clayburgh at times, and at times they come down and work with us during certain operations to help interdict narcotics going north, money and other things going south to the cartels. This is to disrupt the command and control structure of the cartels working in Mexico and in various parts of South.
No problem.
Motion to approve item number 9 is presented, Judge.
Second.
I have a motion, I have a second. Is there any further discussion needed? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Thank you, Sheriff.
Thank you, Sheriff.
Thank you, Sheriff.
And I'll be a yea on that one too. Agenda item number 10, discuss, consider, and take action to hire Core Recon, a cybersecurity company to perform Jim Wells County cybersecurity assessment for the SLCGP cybersecurity grant number 5175801, assessment and evaluation. We were able to get the cybersecurity grant, and this is the first part of it. It's a 3-part system to evaluate and assess. And then the second one, which will be another application for a grant, and that would be to implement the changes and the way we're going to address it. And then the last one would be to maintain. Mr. Martinez, do you?
Morning, Commissioners and Judge, thank you.
Morning.
I'm John Martinez with Core Recon, CEO and founder of the company. We're a cybersecurity company based out of Corpus Christi, Texas. We do cybersecurity. I'll give a little background about who we are. I was in the Marine Corps for 10 years. Last 5 years, I worked in Virginia and Washington, D.C. doing cybersecurity. In 2015, I started the company, and within 6 months of starting the company in Corpus, we got a state contract with the state of Texas to do cybersecurity incident responses. And from that moment, we started growing our company with cybersecurity, being proactive, monitoring. We were the first company in actually Texas to create a SOC center, which is a security operations center, where if you walk in, we have monitors as well. It looks like we're launching rockets, but we're actually monitoring networks in real time, seeing attacks come in, and we actually can stop those attacks in real time. So I have a small presentation to kind of just show what we're going to do with the grant. So I'll start the presentation. Like I said, we're a company that we bring military cyber intelligence into the company. We're very structured. We still use acronyms in the military as we do with the company. We are a 24/7 security post. So at any time you can give us a call, and you get a live person, not an answer machine. So I'll give you, the next slide is Robert Mueller was a former FBI that said there are 2 types of companies, those that have been hacked and those that will be. We've noticed 9 out of 10 companies that we go into or counties that we go into, there's already somebody inside the network. Just sitting there monitoring everything, monitoring emails, and then we get questions of how do they know we're doing certain things. They sit there and they monitor that for about 60 days. They don't attack or anything. They want to see how everyone interacts with each other. Certain people have certain nicknames, so that way when they do send out an email, it sounds like it's a legit email when it's not. So we monitor that as well. Next slide is security breaches. What causes security breaches? Social engineering, phishing, ransomware, and dark web. Social engineering is where we call and we pretend we're somebody else, and we pretend that we're part of the organization, and we see how far we can get within that organization. And we try to get passwords. We try to get into the network just by being over the phone of saying we're somebody we're not. Phishing, everybody I think knows that, is when you get an email that says you need to reset your password for Netflix, or you need to set your password for something else, or O365. And then we do it just unintentionally knowing if it's a real email or not. Ransomware attacks is when you do get cyber attacked. within your organization and everything is held for ransom, and you have to pay to get it unreleased. So dark web is when they sell your data into the dark web. There is another internet that no one likes to talk about, but it's where they sell your data and your information, your personal information, for a very, very low price, just so somebody else can grab it. Security Operations Center threat response. When that happens, this is what we do. The threat response is incident analysis, recovery, incident triage, containment, threat detection, and post-incident review. Next slide is what we do. We do 24/7 security, IT support, real-time threat monitoring, network vulnerability assessment, security, penetration testing, dark web scanning, endpoint protection, external vulnerability, firewall management, monitoring, and data encryption. Next slide. It's going to be the cybersecurity grant services. According to the grant services of the state and local cybersecurity grant program, we are going to be providing the following. And it is a 24/7 cybersecurity monitoring in our SOC center. We will be doing the multi-factor authentication within your organization, data encryption, endpoint security, end of life and hardware software. So what that is we're going to examine through your network and see what is old equipment, what is something that's going to be end of life, and what is not being processed for security updates. I know we all get Windows updates. Now it's coming to the time where Windows 10 is now going to be end of life, coming up this year, end of this year. So that's something that will be brought to your attention in those reports. .gov domain, if you don't have a .gov domain, we're going to be helping you get that process through, which is all part of the grant. Endpoint detection will be basically every computer, every device that you have within your organization is being monitored by us to make sure that it's being protected from cyber attacks. Web application scanning, anything you use. I know we get the misconception of, hey, well, we use this, it's in the cloud. Well, when you double click, there's a certain threshold of where it goes from point A to point B. We're monitoring the point A to point B. So that small tunnel that goes through, we're actually monitoring that with web scanning applications. Firewalls, intrusion detection, vulnerability patching, web filtering. Web filtering is a big thing. We've noticed that with some counties up north, they don't have web filtering, which means anybody can go anywhere they want. We actually block certain types of a degree of filtering within their searches of Google and anything else within our organization. And dark web scanning. Next thing is the virtual private network. We're going to make sure that if anyone's working from home, anybody's working outside the organization, the only way they can get in to look at anything will be through a virtual private network. Next slide. Security assessment, what is it? Basically what a security assessment is, we look at your entire infrastructure, look at your holes within the organization, and then we try to fix those holes, depending on what the vulnerabilities are. And we'll work with your IT staff or your organization to make sure we get those resolved quickly. Next slide. Next one is a network assessment. Network assessment is looking at your entire network infrastructure, looking at devices, looking at the way everything is actually run and how it's communicating within the organization. If there's any vulnerabilities within that, we find those and address those. Next slide is a dark web scanning. This is what we do in the dark web scan. We do this every day. We actually have a team that actually monitors your domain and your emails to make sure it's not being sold on the dark web. And this is the process it does. We look at social media platforms, black market sites, 640,000 botnets, which means we go into programs within the dark web to actually see who's being sold and who's not. Next slide. Is a threat monitoring response, network and endpoint security, detail reporting insights is what you can expect from us. Monthly reporting is something we like to do. Also, we did that before the grant actually said you had to do it. So one of my pet peeves is I don't like organizations not to know what we're doing. So I always provide reports, monthly reports of what we did from month 1 to month 2 to month 3. So there's never that question of what we're doing and how we're doing it. Everyone's always aware of the security posture and where we stand on security levels. Next slide. Month to month, The breakdown, what we're committed to do is a full-scale 24/7 cybersecurity services, cybersecurity help desk support. If at any time there is needed of support from us, there's no extra cost or anything like that that comes from us. We will help as much as possible that we can do. All provisions outlined in the state and local cybersecurity grant program will be done month to month. Next slide is don't be the next headline. These are some of the cases we did. City of Amarillo, Chris Spawn, Travis Central Appraisal District, Brooks County got hit. We came in after the fact, and we actually got them. They're still our client. We still monitor them as of today after the hit, and they have gone from a scale of 98 being critical of cybersecurity threats to now they're at a 30. So we're very proud of that, and they're very happy as well. Next slide. Recovery for City of Carrollton. This was a big incident back in 2019. What happens is the state of Texas never recognizes the little guys like us to what we did. And actually, we were very proud of this moment. The actual CEO of the director of DIR, Amanda Crawford, actually acknowledged us. She said that Ms. Crawford also thanked our managed security service provider, AT&T, and their contractor, Core Recon, for their tremendous partnership and assistance. So we're very proud of that moment because that's something that never happens. So just wanted to share that with you, what we do and how we do it. The next slide shows credentials and networks. Company credentials, we are CMLB, we are Hub certified. We are a disabled veteran-owned small business. All our employees are CJIS compliance, which means we're fingerprinted and actually approved by the FBI that we don't have any criminal records or any criminal background. We are a cybersecurity maturity model certification, CMMC. We are pending that. It takes a couple of months for it to get approved. We're still waiting. And also SOC 2 compliance. So we get inspected by the state of Texas to make sure we are who we say we are, and we do protect our clients' data. And some of our certifications are, hacking certifications, CISM, Certified Information Security Manager, Cisco certifications, Meraki, Palo Alto, Microsoft, and Dell partners. And the next slide is just thank you for having me. Is there any questions? I know that was kind of long. I try to keep it short.
So what is the percentage of things that hacking get by your security system? Is there a lot of everyday hacks or attempted hacks that?
Yes, that we monitor. Yes, I would say every single day we see probably about 800,000 attacks with all our clients in the state of Texas and outside of that.
Your system picks it up right away?
We pick it up right away. So I don't want to sound too nerdy, but we do what's called, it's called a honeypot. And we see these brute force attacks. Let's just say a hacker's trying to get into your network. We can see that and we lure him into what's called a honeypot, which is a fake network. And they think they're in a network that's for real. And it's actually what we call dog legging. We try to find their IP address. And then we submit that to FBI, and Homeland Security is just upstairs. So they come down and drink coffee with us. But I think out of the whole years that we've been established in 10 years, we've only received one call from the FBI that they said they caught the guy. But that was it. We don't know whatever happens, but we submit our reports.
Have you had any ransom attacks or somebody wanted to get money from the county or?
Yes.
Yeah.
We've had those. Brooks County was one of our recent ones.
You had one in Brooks?
Yes. And then oil gas company up in Plano, Texas that we recently.
How did you resolve them?
Well, at the time, we don't know what's going on. They're not our client at the time when this happens. So what we do is we try to find out what's going on. We do interviews. We work with. So if they hit the SCADA systems in the city, like City of Carrollton hit SCADA systems, which is the water filtration side. Homeland Security, FBI, military department is called. So we have to work with them to resolve it. But 9 times out of 10, it's contacting the threat hacker, and then we get a Bitcoin of what they want, how much they want, but we try to knock it down. We try not to pay, but it all depends on your backups. And that's another thing with backups is, I don't know how many times I've seen this. I've seen companies where they spend $400,000 on a backup solution, And all of a sudden, we go in because they've been hit. We look at their backups, hadn't been backed up in 3 years. The reason why is they'll tell me, well, Jim was in charge of that. And I said, well, where's Jim? And they said, well, he hasn't worked here in 3 years. So, we run into those cases all the time. With our services, what we do is we do our due diligence. We look at your backups, make sure you have a legit backup, and we make sure it's being backed up properly.
You said you were gonna be making presentations to the court, like quarterly or something like that?
So monthly, you get a report, you get a security assessment report, and you get a network assessment report. And anything that pops up in the dark web, you get that right away. So if the password that shows on the dark web, and if you're still using that, we tell you to change that immediately.
And they can't duplicate your email sent to us by a phishing individual?
Well, we look at all that. So we monitor all that. We make sure that no one's sitting in your O365 admin account. That's the big thing. And then we monitor that. And then we start monitoring your emails to see if someone logged in. I'll give you an example. We had one of our clients' employees that said they logged in from Dubai. And we basically stopped that transaction, and we called and they said, oh yeah, she is there. So they said, we forgot to tell you. But in other cases, it's like, nope, she's sitting right across from me. So what we do is we immediately change that password.
Well, I make a motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion, I have a second. Further discussion? Just for transparency purposes, the grant was a 46,000 and change. This contract is for 44.
Sir.
And they are on tips,
Yes.
USA. So, I have a motion, I have a second. If there's any further discussion, all in favor say aye.
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 All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you so much. I
Thank
know
you, Commissioners. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Look forward to working with you guys. One great thing is they're 45 minutes down the road in Corpus Christi, so that was a good thing for me. Agenda item number 11, discuss, consider, and take action to approve the sale of the replaced fairground bleachers to Brooks County, Texas pursuant to the county-to-county exemption set forth by the Texas Local Government Code, section 263.1521. So, once we had, and they actually, asked us sometime last year, when we replaced our bleachers at the county fairgrounds. Right away, they called and they wanted to take possession, wanted us to give it to them. And of course, we can't, we have to have a contract and we have to have a certain amount. Is that correct, Mr. Goodwin?
There's no amount, you can do $10, it's a county-to-county exception. This chapter that's cited is for surplus and salvage equipment. They expressed interest in it. So normally we would have to put this on an online auction and have to do it, but there is an exception when we're helping another county. And they've expressed interest in it. It's really up to you all to set the amount. And I think it would also be necessary that they would pay the cost of transport.
Removing.
Yeah, removal and transport.
And those are the show barn bleachers, or?
The show barn bleachers, the north and south. So they're actually doing us a favor by removing them from our fairgrounds, giving us room to do whatever we need to do
I'll
out there.
make a motion, Judge, for them to, for $10, for them to take them, and they're responsible for transporting them out of there, and for any damages caused, it's on them.
Second.
I have a motion, I have a second. Is there any further discussion needed? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
What's the price, Judge?
$10.
And I'm a yay on that one too. And they're gonna be very happy.
They have their fair coming up first week of March, so they'll probably
Come pretty quick. Good. Congratulations to them. Yes. Agenda item number 12, discuss, consider, and take action to open request for proposal for the purchase and removal of a 27-foot by 48-foot frame building currently serving as precinct office for the Justice of the Peace and Constable of Precinct 3 in Sandia. So we're anxiously awaiting a new building that we purchased, a much-needed new building that we purchased for Precinct 3 there in Sandia. So what we're doing today is we're taking, actually the reverse of what we always do, but we're taking bids so somebody can remove the current building and take it away. And we have, let me see here. We have one bid that was submitted, and it was submitted by NV House Movers, Noé Villarreal, for $1,500. And that's the only bid that we received.
Motion to approve item is presented.
Judge, that's 1,500 plus, they'll be responsible for the transport cost.
It's a moving company.
You want to add that to your?
To the motion?
Was it in there? I think the bid specified, the RFP specified that.
The removal.
Purchase and removal, yeah.
There's one other.
And I just wanted to mention one thing, excuse me. I just want to mention one thing just to the public is that this building, it's so old, we don't even aware if it's got any asbestos or anything, right? So it's just trying to clear our hands out of it and get it removed so that way we could put the new one in there.
Yeah, we had got a bid to fix it, and it was gonna cost over $50,000 to fix it. So instead of spending the money on the 50, we spend the money on a new building. That being said, I have a motion.
A second.
I have a motion, I have a second. Is there any further discussion needed?
One other issue, Judge. Whenever they're ready to move it, we're gonna need to coordinate getting either a large U-Haul or a portable, something to store, so we can take all the equipment out, store it while they move that building out and move the new building in. So.
Correct.
That's something else that'll have to be arranged.
Okay.
When the time comes.
Yeah, we'll be in close communication with Judge Schmidt out there to make sure that all that happens and that all happens safe and secure, so. Thank you. So I have a motion, I have a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries, and go ahead and put me a yea on that one too. Agenda item number 13. Discuss, consider, and take action to accept a resolution authorizing the submission of an application for funds to the U.S. Department of Agriculture Forestry Service under the Community Wildfire Defense Grant, CDWG program, and authorizing the county judge to act as the county's executive officer and authorized representative in all matters pertaining to the county's participation in the CWDG program. So this program is one of the programs that provides for fire equipment. There's a two-part function to this program. The first one is to get, let me get exact terms so I don't fumble around here. To develop a community wildfire prevention plan, a CWPP. So the first part of this grant is a $250,000 grant, up to $250,000 grant to complete this plan. This plan would allow us to coordinate with ourselves here in Jim Wells County and basically regionally with other departments to complete this prevention plan. The second part of it is 100% grant application. In other words, if we would submit a grant to get a bulldozer and an 18-wheeler to pull it, or the truck and trailer to pull it, whatever we needed, it would cover it 100%. We just need to do the first part, which is the plan, and then follow it to the second one.
Motion to approve item number 13 is presented, Judge.
I have a motion, can I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion, I have a second. Is there any further discussion needed? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you all very much. I think the plan and to be protected and preventive measures, and then the opportunity to get some equipment at full price with no match. It's a great thing. Agenda item number 14, discuss, consider, and take action on payroll and bills as submitted by the county auditor with the exception of Fund 52, 53, and 54.
Motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and I have a second. Is there any further discussion needed? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
I have a motion and I have a second. Hold on just a second here. I want to congratulate the Dallas High School baseball alumni. They had their tournament this past Saturday. I was able to play in it and like them to congratulate them for the funds they raised so they can get the equipment and everything they need. And I also want to congratulate the Coastal Bend College. They had the Black History Month celebration on Saturday also. The Black History Committee presented that as they do every year, and they do a wonderful job, and we want to congratulate them for a successful event. Any further discussion about anything? So I have a motion and a second to adjourn. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you all very much for attending. We appreciate you guys.